Another Welcome to another Wednesday information video from Square and Compass Promotions. This week's video is one I'm really excited about. I am going to take you guys through the blueprints for the Windsor Masonic Temple. I actually didn't know this, but a cool little fact. Um, the term blueprint comes from the fact that, when blueprints were originally being done in the, 18th and 19th centuries, they were placed on blue felt paper, such as what you see these blueprints being put on right here. Um, so that's where the term blueprint comes from. I learned that from Sandra Ellis at the St. Clair College um, Department for Interior Design. So I thought that was really cool. These blueprints all came from the City of Windsor archives. The archivist, Michael, has been there for 21 years. He was incredibly helpful, and he found all of these blueprints for me in the archives. Most of them date to the original building of the temple. We have some updated ones, but I thought it was really cool and something that would be really interesting for everybody to check out. So this first one that's already up on the screen, right here, this is the front elevation. This is what you see on Olette Avenue if you're facing the building. Um, a lot of Masons will recognize this view. They see it every time they come into the building through the front doors. Right, front doors being here. Obviously, we have um, this level here, the second floor, which is where the red and blue lodge rooms are. We have the top floor, which is where the learning center and the kitchenette area are. We just talked with Christine Stanley, who is the learning center director. Um, and then we have a main floor area, the exterior first. Another picture of the exterior. The design of the Windsor Masonic Temple is neoclassical. Uh, it was designed by Pennington, who was a very prolific architect in Windsor, also a Mason himself, and he designed the building in a neoclassical style. Neoclassical, what it really references is it's supposed to represent grandeur and kind of elegance. The biggest part of that, the neoclassical style, are pillars. And as you can see, the Windsor Masonic Temple front elevation, front facade, it has these beautiful pillars. They're Doric style pillars. I can talk. They're Doric style pillars. There are 8 of them in total. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they are incredibly beautiful, and they just add to that feeling of um, stateliness and grandeur, stuff that relates to Masonry and our beautiful Windsor Masonic Temple. One more of those. This is just a close-up of one of the um, pillars. Once again, you can see it's in the Doric style. All Masons should know what Doric means. But Doric is just one type of architectural design for the top of a pillar in particular. I'm just going to see if I can highlight this a little bit more so you can see. So you get to see um, the top of the pillar here. I'll just bring it up. We'll just keep going up. We'll get there eventually. Yeah, so a Doric style pillar. You can especially tell from the way it's not got any flutes or anything on the top of it. It's just a Doric. The Spartans, from ancient history, from the movie 300, the Spartans lived in a Doric area of Greece, and as you can see, their pillars were meant to be very Spartan, very plain, very functional, very purposeful. Um, so with that, I believe next we're going on to, I'll see if I can get us some blueprints from the interior. Oh, one more picture of another one of the columns. Now we have the exterior on Erie Street. This is Erie Street facing north. and also the back, you just get an idea of the kind of the cross section, if you will, of the Windsor Masonic Temple. Once again, you can see it's got you can see some pillars down here. Really focusing on, this is actually the back of the building, looking at it. If you're in the back parking lot and you're looking towards the west, this is a cross section. So again, you have pillars here, very much designed in that neoclassical style by Pennington. So now we have the interior of the Windsor Masonic Temple. This is our lodge room floors. You can see it's on blue paper, which is again where the term, or blue linen, which is where the term blueprint comes from. For all those Masons from Windsor or Masons who have visited the Windsor Masonic Temple, this is our blue lodge room. This is our red lodge room. The reception halls, this is the red lodge room antechamber or the museum. This is the blue antechamber. As you can see over here, this is currently the office for Scottish Rite, but it was also the office for, the office when it was originally built. It was designed as an office space. You can see the vault here. I'm just gonna magnify this so we get to see some more details, and we'll head down to we're outside the building now. So here you can see our vault. To any Masons who don't know, the Windsor Masonic Temple does have a vault. Right now it is used to store some really old records, things that have been filed away by the district historian and Windsor Lodge historian Gene Lotz, primarily in the 90s. Minute books that date to 1883 and earlier, from Masons history within the region. It's a little bit hard to read, but you'll notice it mentions, let's see if I can make that a little bit clearer. You can kind of read here, it mentions that it's oak flooring or maple flooring. So it's primarily oak and maple, except for the floors where the lobbies are to either go to the red room or the blue room. It's all terrazzo flooring with oak finish. Right, inner lobby, which is where all the Masons are meeting, shaking hands, or now it's the elbow bumping, getting ready to go into lodge. Once again, you see, oak floor, fir floor with oak finish. The platforms here are the seating. So that is the lodge room floor of the Masonic Temple. Going on, we will check out next another of these. So this is our banquet area, either the first floor, or some call it the basement floor. But as you can see, one thing that I thought was really, really cool about this blueprint is right here. You'll notice that when the Windsor Masonic Temple was originally built, it was built with a coal room, which fed the boiler. I'll see if we can zoom in on that a little bit. Boiler room here. Coal room here. Obviously, we are not using coal anymore. But at the time, this was built in 1921, opened in January 1922. coal was what they were using. I always thought that was kind of a cool little historical touch and something really interesting to see. And we have the boiler room here, um, fan room, all the things that, powered not just this floor, but the entire Masonic Temple, and kept it warm and kept the electricity going, all that stuff. We've got the ballroom itself. You'll notice there's no space for the bar, which was a late addition, or later addition, I should say. It wasn't built in with the original Masonic temple. The bar would be over here. That's where it is now, over here. But it wasn't as part of the original Masonic temple. Instead, the only bar would have been in this area, the reception room. You'll notice the toilets have changed a little bit too. Right now, actually, the ladies' toilet here is actually currently the Windsor Masonic Temple Library, run by Jason Deirdre, Worship Brother Jason Deirdre. He's the librarian for the temple, and he actually talked about it in his podcast episode. I'll try to include a link to the podcast during this video. If you just check on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. The library is here now, and the ladies' washroom is over here. Actually, this way. So, or no, sorry, the ladies' washroom is, I believe, this one, and the men's toilet moved down here to the men's parlor. So that is our Masonic Temple ballroom. Again, neoclassical design, so it's a really cool thing to see. It is the largest dance floor within the city. So, any events that you want to have, it says here maple floor, cypress finish. It is an absolutely gorgeous building. And just imagine the largest maple, continuous dance floor, maple floor within the whole city of Windsor for your event, be it a wedding, prom, dance, special company event. And the finish is gorgeous as well. It's got gorgeous lighting fixtures over here. So it is an amazing venue space, really underutilized. It's really a hidden gem within the city. And then we keep going. So here we just have, Windsor, confirmed Masonic Temple building, Windsor, Ontario. Olette here, Erie Street here. And then these are just more modern blueprints. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Go back to the first one. Hope you guys have enjoyed this Wednesday information video. This is the longest Wednesday information video I've done, but I love this building so much, and when I got a chance to check out the original blueprints, that was something that was just so cool. Building, in case you're curious, if you want to see more of the building, not just the blueprints, if you want to learn more facts about the building, how much it costs to build, more of its history, you can learn all of that during the public tours of the Windsor Masonic Temple. You can check out when they're going to be through Square and Compass Promotions. Right now they are on hold while the whole world grapples with, what's the current circumstances of March 2020, but we are going to be, restarting them when we can and offering public tours and also private tours for individuals who maybe come on their own or, an individual basis. We're offering tours of the building for them as well. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Check us out next week for another Wednesday information video from Square and Compass Promotions.